Thank you, Mr. President. I sat here just a few days ago. I listened to Senator Matera talk about his family, how much being honored by the Italian-American legislators meant to him. So I have to thank my parents, Dorothy Fay from Chateaugay, New York, and my father, Jack Mannion, whose his father migrated here and built luxury automobiles in Syracuse, New York after he served in World War I for his new country. And as I've said on this floor, my dad lost his dad at 14, and that was shortly after the Depression. So their trajectory changed from the American dream to challenges and then overcoming those challenges. My father dropped out of school at 16, worked for the New York Central Railroad for 42 and a half years. And my mother wanted me to be a doctor. My wife's laughing behind me. But I'll tell you, she'd be proud of me today. I want to thank my colleagues. I say one of the blessings of running for office, which is not always a blessing, is that you get to meet people that you never would have met in the process. And some of those people you don't realize at the time, but they would run through a wall for you. And I get to work with 41 senators that if I asked them, would run through a wall for me, and they have. We have great diversity of thought. We have great diversity of geography. We have great diversity. And I am proud and honored to have served with all of you, and thank you for all you have taught me. I've also been able to sit in the back row here, the sophomore class mostly. Sophomore, as you probably all know, means fool. And we have a lot of fun back here. But the troublemakers are not the sophomores. It's freshman Leah Webb and super senior Simca Felder. I also would like to thank Senator Gianaris, who, like Senator Thomas referenced, was good enough to support me, saw something in me, took me under his wing, briefly smothered me, and then let me fly free. I never miss a chance, I guess. I'd like to thank Senator May. I think many folks at home would say that we make a great complement. We are an overlapping Venn diagram to represent the area. I also like to say that I'm the second most progressive senator in the history of Central New York. I'd also like to thank my predecessors. Before me, Bob Antonacci, who's here for 26 days, and John DeFrancisco, who's here for 26 years. And before him, Tarky Lombardi, who was here for 26 years. And I'm proud to say that in those 52 years and 26 days, I am the tallest senator from the 50th Senate District. I'd also like to thank Senator Breslin, who I'm honored to be able to walk out the doors with, and of course, Senator Thomas. But Senator Breslin, Senator Kennedy, and I are also very proud of our heritage, and I'm proud to be a part of what I like to call the second Irish diaspora, leaving the New York State Senate rather than the island of Ireland. I'll have other thank yous here, but I want to take a minute in the middle of this to thank our leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins. As a union president, as a teacher, as somebody who engages with various levels of leadership, I don't think you'd find a person in this room that would not strive to be the leader that our leader is. She leads with open-mindedness. She leads with integrity. She leads with strength, and she leads with compassion. And I thank you, leader, for allowing me to be the first ever senator to chair the Standing Committee on Disabilities. And I thank Senator Weber and Senator Martucci, who served as ranking members on that committee. In 4 years, we've done a lot. We've changed lives, and we've changed the trajectory for people with disabilities in this state. I am so proud of that, and it's something that can't be taken away from me. The other things that I'm proud of is, if it wasn't for public education, I wouldn't be here. I watched the changes that happened with the teacher evaluation system, 3 through 8 testing, gap elimination adjustment. And I leave this chamber not only making really significant changes for people with disabilities, but also fully funding the foundation aid formula, expanding universal pre-K to upstate New York, and changing a punitive and illogical evaluation system for teachers that negatively impacts kids, negatively impacts teacher recruitment, and we have turned that around. I love working in this chamber. I'm amazed that I look up sometimes and I look at where I work, but it's the second greatest place I've ever worked. And for those of you that have taught in a classroom, it's much more beautiful than this place, because those kids change your life. You learn a lot from them. And I thank those students and the students that I've reconnected with after running that I never would have come into contact with again, who have been my supporters and have honestly gone to the doors and made the calls for me. I want to thank the staff here. I want to start with our messenger service. When we got the chance to honor them and show our appreciation to them, it's a day I will never forget. And one of those days in your lives that you never forget, you almost never see that day coming. But that was a great day, and I think we all would also agree that their service to this state and to us changes us and has changed the climate of this building and treats all of us with the respect that we deserve. I'd like to thank the custodians who are here after hours when we walk in and everything is perfect. I'd like to thank the staff of the Senate for the work that they do behind the scenes. We say this all the time, but it's true. They make us look good. They make sure we don't stumble over our own feet. And I'm forever indebted to the staff that has worked on my committee. I'm also indebted to my own staff who work in my district often in here, past and current. They make me look good. When they have challenges that I may be put on them, they not only go out of their way to do whatever they can to help me, they apologize for me for not doing enough. It's never enough. I could put more and more on them, and they never stop. I want to thank the folks up there on the dais, or whatever you call that thing. I'm still a kid from Tipperary Hill who grew up on a busy street. But thank you for all that you do and make sure it works swimmingly. I have to let you all in on a secret some of you already know. I get to sit right here in front of Senator Lanza next to Jabari Brisport. We have something called the Brisport Lanza Arc, which is when there's only 2 no votes. Lanza hates it, and it doesn't go far enough for Jabari. It happened today. I think I was getting a coffee. Almost there. My 3 kids. We'll start with the youngest, Brady Mannion. He's the baby of 2 babies. He's talented. He's hilarious. He can do almost anything. Really smart kid. But he would go out of his way to do things for people without anyone paying notice to him. My daughter, Quinn. Everybody should have a daughter. Every dad should have a daughter. She's got a huge heart. She's the funniest of all of us. She perseveres. She's strong and kind. My oldest, John Aloysius Mannion. We'll have to talk about that another time, that we call Jack. He's my oldest. I talk about I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for public education. I wouldn't be here for Jack Mannion. He's strong. He cares. He wouldn't hurt a fly. And he's the hardest working kid in the thousands of kids that I taught. Thousands of kids that I taught. He's the hardest working kid. I've spoken about him on this floor. I couldn't be prouder of him. None of that would have happened without the girl I saw walking up the stairs at Schiller Park in 1991. That's my wife, Jennifer. Jennifer Brady. She doesn't let me stop. She's the one texting me when I'm on the floor, "You're on camera, get off your phone." But when I'm tired and when I feel like I've got too many things coming at me, I know that she's always got my back. Always got my back. And our love for each other has made sure that I get to sit in this chair. I thank her. I thank all of you. I thank you, Madam Leader. Thank you, Mr. President.